Welcome back to another video. This is Ebyte, and today I'm going to be running through some tips and tricks which will hopefully help you to correct any common mistakes you currently make in Rainbow Six Siege. Before I continue, 84.9% of you watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy Rainbow Six Siege content, please consider subscribing. It would be greatly appreciated. I will assume that everyone watching this video already has a solid understanding of the basics of Siege and are looking to further improve. The first mistake I often see is slow peeking. When peeking, try to make your movement as fast and fluid as possible, not slow or gradual. Slow peeking can be risky, especially if a player is already holding the angle, as they'll be able to see you before you see them. So I will give you a quick example of what slow peeking is and how to kind of look out for it. So a slow peek would be something like this. If I'm to peek the corner, aiming like this, there's a very high chance if someone's holding the angle top Vaz that they're going to see me before I've even fully come around this corner. If they're holding a good pixel with an ACOG leaning correctly, they're probably going to see me from about here, or at least see my elbow or my shoulder before I can even see them. I also wouldn't suggest peeking an angle whilst prone, as your legs and body will often be exposed long before you can see the enemy player. Quick peeking will help to give you an advantage, as most players will not expect you to peek so fast. Once this movement has been mastered, it can be mixed with a stance change or pre-fire, allowing for easy kills. Changing your operator's stance from crouched or standing before peeking or re-peeking an angle can catch enemy players off guard and give you the upper hand. Pre-firing common angles and positions held by players will rely on game knowledge and experience, but this comes with practice. When these techniques are performed together, the enemy player will have great difficulty reacting and will often be left confused as to where they've been shot from. Over-peeking is another common mistake. In certain cases, this can work in your favor due to the enemy players not expecting you to play so aggressive. However, it often doesn't and allows the enemy team to get an easy pick, especially if they have multiple lines of sight on your position. For those that are unsure of what I mean by over-peeking, quite often if you're defending hookah and billiards on the map coastline, this quad wall will get opened up in one way or another, whether it's Habana or Ace, who's recently been added to the game. He can open quite large kind of windows in this wall. Over-peeking would be challenging this angle. Quite often you have someone sat on the roof, they're able to kind of watch the rotate if you have a rotate in this wall here. But basically over-peeking would be challenging this angle, and there's probably a very low chance that you're actually going to benefit off it. If anything, you're going to be the one getting shot, because it is quite a silly angle to hold, in all honesty. You could, if you really wanted to, kind of hold a pixel over the top of the bar. That's not a bad angle. Obviously, you're fully open to the window behind you, so if anything, I would just recommend rotating, whether that be into hookah or into aqua. You can hold luggage or watch the aqua bulk. But yeah, so over peeking is pretty much just challenging an angle, which you probably shouldn't be challenging, especially if there's multiple lines of sight. Like I said, you have to watch out for the roof, watch out for the VIP door, watch out for the double window. Someone could push an aqua. You're pretty much surrounded from multiple angles, so I just wouldn't recommend sitting there. Once an enemy player is aware of your location, most will normally hold an angle and wait for you to peek again. Unless you have cameras or information on their exact positions, I'd recommend making the decision to rotate, if possible, and approach from a different direction. For tip number 3, I like to talk about the correct way to lean. Leaning the wrong direction allows enemy players to see you before you see them, due to the first person camera perspective. If you're peeking left, you want to be leaning right, and vice versa. This will significantly help to reduce your hitbox when peeking, as initially your head should be the only part of your body visible. In the example on screen, you can see the player on the left is more exposed when leaning to the wrong side, whereas the player leaning correctly on the right has their body hidden behind cover. Tip number 4 is often referred to as mag dumping. Many attackers will empty almost a full magazine into a wooden barricade in an attempt to open a door or window. This leaves you incredibly vulnerable should a defender be playing behind the barricade and choose to play aggressive or push you, as you'll most likely be reloading. Ideally, you want to open these barricades from a safe position and from a tight angle if possible. The tighter or sharper the angle, the number of bullets required to break the barricade will be less. This is the same for using shotguns to open hatches. I personally use around half a magazine, bearing in mind the barricade is still not yet fully broken, before waiting for an enemy player to potentially peek me. If no one peeks, I'll reload and fire a couple more bullets to break the barricade. This means I've got almost a full magazine for any potential engagements. Tip number 5 is about utility placement. Taking an extra few seconds to determine the best location for your utility can potentially and often does help to win rounds. Your aim should be to make it as difficult as possible for the attackers to push objective, or at least to burn up a large portion of their utility in the process. You wouldn't place your bandit batteries on the attacker's side of the wall, so why place ADS in the open where they can easily be shot from doorways? Place them in sight behind cover or on the wall next to the doorway, forcing the attacker to burn it out or push in to shoot it, making them incredibly vulnerable. The same can be said for many trap operators. When placing Kapkan traps, I think about what direction the attackers will be pushing from and how they peek various rooms, before placing my traps accordingly. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you found it useful, please leave a like, it would be greatly appreciated. If you happen to have any further questions, please leave them down in the comment section below and I'll try my best to respond to each one. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please make sure to do so to keep up to date with all of my latest videos. This is Ebyte and I shall see you guys in my next video.
Stable.